Major League Baseball veteran. He played for the Giants in 2017 and 2018 and the A's in 2019. He also won the Willie Mack Award for the Giants in 2017. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
What's up, guys? Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's good to connect.
Absolutely. And Nick comes courtesy of the River Islands guest line. All guests appear on the River Island guest lines on 95.7 The Game. Isn't it time for you to discover the islands, River Islands in Lathrop? Nick, when you were on the Giants and played the A's, and when you were on the A's and played the Giants, was there any different kind of feeling at all about those games as opposed to the rest of the games you played?
Definitely. And, I don't know how far you want to go back, but I was born in Corvallis, Oregon, and for us, the closest teams to root for were pretty much Bay Area if you didn't want to go to Seattle. So I grew up a Walt Weiss, Carney Lansford, Ricky Henderson fan, a Will Clark and Kevin Mitchell fan. I love Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and those guys. So I grew up a Bay Area sports fan being from Oregon. So to be able to play on both sides and kind of come full circle, it was amazing. It was an incredible rivalry, and it's got a great history.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you this, because as my partner just said, you know what it's like to don an A's jersey. And, I'm born and raised here in the Bay Area, grew up in the Coliseum. But when you found this story or everything that was going on with the A's and the possible move, but then when you get the finality of it all and that they are going to leave Oakland, can you just share with us some of your thoughts? Because I'm still bummed out for A's fans and the Bay Area that they are going to depart.
Me too. I'm right there with you. Like seeing the clean white jerseys with the Kelly greens and the playing in the Coliseum, and knowing that Bo Jackson was run on that same field and they're going to play some football there, and you walk into the clubhouse and the Raiders locker rooms up the stairs, and you walk out on the field and knowing it's going to be however many people are going to be there, they're going to be wild. I feel bad for the city. I wish that it would have worked out better for everybody involved, and there could have been a resolution, because the Oakland A's is a marquee cornerstone franchise for Major League Baseball for all that they've done for the sport and the city. So I'm right there with you.
Nick Hundley joining us on 95.7 The Game. He played 12 years in the big leagues. He played for both the Giants and the A's. When you left the Giants in 18 and you played for the Oakland A's in 19, as a player, either on the field, off the field, travel, anything, what was the biggest difference between playing for the Giants and playing for the A's?
We actually rented the same house. I didn't have to go across the Bay Bridge. That was a big one. Going to playing in San Fran, at was Oracle now, at AT&T when I was there, the energy, the atmosphere, the environment, that's as unbelievable a place to play as there is. I think playing in San Fran in the National League and then playing in Fenway and Boston are so similar, because the fans, the energy, the atmosphere around the park, when you're walking in there as a home player and as a visiting player, you're going to bring it, because the fans there are like nowhere else. And then going across, we had a really good team in 19, and the A's did a really good job. 18, 19, 20 had a lot of really good players with Mark Simeon, Matt Olson, those guys, and Chapman. Yeah. And knowing that the opposing team probably didn't want to come in to play at the Coliseum, knowing that the amenities aren't great, that it's not going to be a lot of people. You use that to your advantage. I think you use both to your advantage. You use the energy in San Fran, and you know how wild it's going to be, and then when you walk into the stadium in Oakland and the other team's kind of not really sure they want to be there and play you, especially when you run out a good team. You kind of use that to your advantage too.
Hey, Nick, when it's all said and done and, these two games are over with, if I were to ask you what is Bay Area baseball going to miss with this rivalry gone, how would you answer that?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not the best historian in the world, but I know the Mark McGuires, the Cansecos, the Bonses, the Kevin Mitchells, the Walt Weisses, the types of players that have played each other there, and even going into, Zito and Mulder and Hudson and Buster and Craw and Bum and those guys and Lincecum. The Bay Area has been so blessed and been so fortunate to see superstar players play in a small area. I mean, you look across the Bay and some of the best players to ever play the game in a lot of different sports, which is crazy to say, in a lot of different sports, from Steph Curry and those guys, that it is going to be sad that you can't look across the Bay and say, okay, we can go over there and we can play. And that organization is pumping out some of the best players to ever do it. And we are an organization that have pumped out some of the best players to ever do it. You missed that for sure.
Nick Hundley joining us on 95.7 The Game, 12-year Major League veteran, played for both the Giants and the A's. You're actually a perfect guy to ask this question to, because there have been a lot of questions about the Giants ballpark, Oracle Park. So as a player who played in both leagues, so you've played in a ton of stadiums, but you also played a whole season in San Francisco. I know righties and lefties can be different, but how hard is it relative to hit a home run at Oracle Park as opposed to other parks?
Yeah, I'm not the best actually, because I came up with the Padres when we played at Petco Park, and before they moved the fences in 6 different times, and you had to hit it twice to get out of Petco.
Right.
So going to AT&T, it's a little colder, and the fog rolls in, and you're not really sure what the ball's going to do because the wind swirls. But you see the ball really well there. You know that it's going to be a great environment to play. It's going to be a tight game because runs are at a premium. So you need to, that the fundamentals of the game, you're going to have to really do a good job catching the baseball, running the bases really well, playing good defense. So to hit there, that if you hit a home run, you drive in some runs, that counts, because you got a chance to win a game based on, if you walk up and hit a 3-run homer, you're probably going to win. Right. So stepping in the box and knowing those things, that your at bat really counts and every run's at a premium. It's a special place to play, and I would, like I said, I would put it up with any ballpark in the country.
Hey, Nick, thank you so much for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, anytime, guys. It's always good to talk about the Bay Area and the sports up there. I love it. All
right, we still remember you down here, so thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
All right, that's Nick Hundley. All guests on 95.7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line. Isn't it time for you to discover the islands? River Islands in Lathrop.